Alright, back for the first time in over 2 weeks. Basically, the reason I've been gone is the reason I touched on in my last video, which was 2 weeks since the one before that, meaning that, college is, has to be my priority right now, and it should be, honestly. I mean, I'd rather not fall behind on my studies, and I'd fall behind on wrestling. It's the choice I've made, and, it's one that you guys have to respect, honestly. It's one that, is probably for the better of me. It doesn't mean I like wrestling any less. I still love it. I still have a ton. I've fallen behind. I have 5 or 6 DVDs to watch. I haven't watched either of the current ROH shows and Champions Challenge, Tag Wars 2010. I haven't even ordered Fade to Black yet, if I'm going to order it at all. I just finished the CHIKARA Brooklyn show today. But I still have been watching wrestling. I try and watch as much as possible. WWE, TNA TV, and even Ring of Honor TV for that matter. Especially because I don't get it here at college. I've taken a total backseat to everything. I would be a little more pissed if I wasn't having the time of my life at college. Honestly, I love being at college. It's so great. But it's not the reason I'm here. This video is titled "Watching College Wrestling at College," Episode 1, because I feel that if I don't make any other videos, it's going to be me rambling for about 15 minutes or around that, or a little shorter, about what's been going on the past 3 weeks, and just giving my minor thoughts on everything. Because it does relate to a point that Sanders Rodman didn't make, and I'll get to his plug of me in a minute. Is that everybody does a good job of explaining themselves these days, and there's a lot of opinions on it, so I don't need to come on here and give full in-depth reviews. I'm going to touch on things, and that's kind of the only downside to not making videos as much as I should, is that people beat me to saying things, and of course I still have my own opinions on everything, but it's not the same. Alright, first thing I want to touch on is Sanders Rodman 24's plug of me. He plugged me. He did a massive plug video if you haven't seen it, where he plugged me first and said I'm one of the best guys on YouTube, if not the best guy on YouTube. He didn't. I don't remember verbatim what he said, but it was just something like that. And I can't thank him enough. I honestly don't think I am anywhere close to guys like a guy like knowledge-wise, to a guy like Drew Slayer or Crazy Mike or any guy like that, or you, Sanders Rodman, for that matter. To be considered the best, I think you kind of have to be making consistent videos, and I'm not doing that anymore. I mean, this has been the longest break I've taken without making a video in the 16 or 17 months I've been on YouTube. So, my priorities are elsewhere, and that's I'm sorry to say that, but they are. I still do care about you guys, but they're not. So, I mean, I still am so gracious for the plug. I really can't thank you enough. Because I know when I do have a break from college, or if my workload gets less for whatever reason, that I will continue to make more videos and watch more wrestling and stuff like that. And I really, really wish that I could balance it out more, but I tried, and this is the way I'd rather have it, honestly. But thank you, Sanders Rodman, for the plug. And honestly, I know I'm going to talk about this a lot in the video, but I hope you guys understand. I mean, it's what it has to be. All right. Next thing I really want to touch on is something I was really interested in. Is the after Cain Velasquez won the UFC Heavyweight Championship, there's a confrontation uploaded. There's a video uploaded a channel named Ariel Helwani, who is a MMA reporter. And he interviewed the Undertaker, who was at UFC 121, and there was a bit of a confrontation between him and Brock Lesnar after the fight that Brock Lesnar lost his UFC Heavyweight Championship. There's a lot of speculation going around that Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker is going to happen at WrestleMania 27. I don't think there's any chance Brock is coming back at all. Zero. At least now. I've heard something rumors about a suspension for Brock, and I still don't think he'd do it. I mean, if Vince gives him a nice payday, it took I think $20 million for Floyd Mayweather. I don't remember how much they gave Trump for 23 and 24 WrestleMania. But I mean, Brock would be. I mean, if they put Brock in there with anyone, it wouldn't be Undertaker. I still think they're going to head to the Undertaker Cena match at WrestleMania 27. I've thought that for a while now, actually. I think Brock couldn't lose. so they would put him in there someone that wouldn't be as damaged. Like they might put him in there with Orton, or if he ever would come back, put him in there with Miz probably. I don't know. I mean, it's such a slim chance that he comes back. I mean, if they build up Daniel Bryan and do it in WrestleMania 28, who knows? There's like a slim chance he would ever step into a wrestling ring again, especially in the United States. Like, if he goes anywhere, I could see him possibly making like a one-time return to New Japan, and that'd be it, if anything. So, I definitely see, because he's still by far the biggest draw in the UFC, or definitely in the heavyweight division. I mean, maybe GSP or Anderson Silva could take him, but in other things, but I don't see him coming back to wrestling at all. I do see Undertaker facing. I mean, before he retired or is off TV now, Chris Jericho was my choice. Sorry, Cena's always been my choice. I mean, Chris Jericho's always been my one for 28. Or it was always Cena or Jericho, but now that they're both Jericho's gone, Cena's now my choice. Sorry. Hence why you don't record videos after long study sessions and at 12 in the morning. There's another tip to anybody. Anyway, I always do see WrestleMania 28 being the Daniel Bryan Undertaker match for whatever reason. But I can get into that in another video, possibly. But if I have the time. But anyway, let's move on. Or I mean, Brock Lesnar. Hold on 1 second. Brock Lesnar, if you saw the fight between him and Velasquez, which I just watched recently, it was Monday or Tuesday I watched it. Let's just say that Lesnar has a lot to do to prepare for his next fight. He was seen as unstoppable, and then he was stopped and looked like the other guy was unstoppable. So, he has a lot to work on. And I don't think he's going to get his rematch for a while. I think there are a couple guys that deserve it before him. I think he's going to have to beat, again, Frank Mir to get past, to get back to Velasquez. He might have to face Carwin again, maybe. Who knows? Alright, this Friday is Dragon USA's first live IPPV with Go Fight Live, same service Ring of Honor does. And let's just say this, Ring of Honor, apparently, with Go Fight Live, you can see how they used it with their product. It's going to be interesting to see how Dragon USA uses it. And I think it might be a little different, because Dragon USA is a primarily pay-per-view company. And I mean, I don't know how their DVD sales are doing with just open the Northern Gate and open the Ultimate Gate, which were the two straight to DVD shows they did, and the Milwaukee show when it comes out. I don't know if those DVD sales are any good, but their pay-per-view numbers. I mean, I think they're going to use this as kind of the launch pad to a bigger thing. And this show has to be close to, but maybe not on the level of the first Enter the Dragon. I just know that it has to be the best show of the year. You definitely have the talent and the lineup to do it, but it just has to kind of flow like a Dragon USA show hasn't flowed since Enter the Dragon. I mean, Untouchable was almost amazing, but the flow to that show sucked. Freedom Fight wasn't good. Fearless wasn't good at all. Mercury Rising was alright, but sorry about the noise. Mercury Rising was okay, I guess. Uprising was I didn't like the flow of that show at all. End of the Dragon. Sorry about this noise, you guys. End of the Dragon. I mean, it had good pacing to it, but I really, really didn't like the Hulk Mochizuki match at all. So I guess that's a no. And then one Untouchable 2010 airs. I don't know yet. So this show really does have to have a good flow to it, and you have definitely especially if Baby Olga Jingo delivers, and you put Aries and Yoshino in the not second to last, which I don't think I think it'd be a mistake to do. Yeah, they should be fine. But the whole thing is there's like this draft taking place on the pay-per-view where each of the stables get to choose a new member. And if the person who is drafted doesn't choose their stable, they're cut from Dragon USA. I think this is something different to do on pay-per-view. I definitely like the concept. Let's just say that The order I think is the order is World 1 going first. I'd be completely shocked if this wasn't Homicide they take here, kind of taking where Brian Danielson would have been, especially because of the match that's taking place in Rawway, which kind of spoils the main event and this. And the same token, which is BB Hulk and Homicide versus Akira Tozawa and Jon Moxley. So, then Warriors International. It'll be a little interesting to see who they choose. My pick is going to probably be Chuck Taylor, especially if he's a face. Chuck Taylor, I really think he'd gel well. If not, maybe Drake Younger. I can't really think of anyone else that would be put in that role. They kind of have their already just got their representative in Ricochet. I think that maybe having Ricochet and Chuck Taylor maybe as a team would work out really well, especially because they've been rivals for a long time. I know they can put on good matches, so maybe putting them together. And then Kamikaze USA. I do see this guy being chosen as Sami Callihan, honestly, because Grant Akuma I think is going to stop being booked. So I think kind of, and he is partners with Moxley in other companies. So I do see kind of maybe Sami Callihan taking the Grant Akuma role of Dragon USA. Yeah, alright, this show should be great. Order if you haven't, go to GoFightLive.tv. Alright, now I want to review 3 shows that I just finished. PWG 7, CHIKARA Eye to Eye, which I was at live, and then through Savage Progress across the Jungle Line. Let's start with the PWG show. I gave the show I forget what I gave it. I deleted. I didn't even usually I put all the in a Word document. I didn't save it. It's been too long, honestly. I forgot what I put. I save all those startings in a Word document. Actually, I can put it. I don't even know where it is. I lost it. I'm sorry. But I can quickly review each of the matches. The opening 6-man was Spot Fest. It was good. Then Brandon Bonham, Brian Cage. It was alright. Sabin and Tozawa was good. Scott Law, Scorpio Sky, great. Probably went a little too long, to be honest, though. Bryan Danielson, Roderick Strong, funny. And it was very, very good. Should have got more time, though. Dave Richards, Chris Hero. I didn't like this as much as Omega and Richards and Strong Richards, but this was still amazing. I liked it. But definitely could have gotten a little better. They did. I thought the crowd was a little too, you love when a crowd is into it, but this crowd was a little too. I can't describe it. I just didn't like how the crowd was treating this match, really. And I know I'm in the vast minority when I say that, but there were kind of just move marks in this match that I really didn't like. And then the main event, which I thought was better than Richards and Hero, was the 3-way tag match: Peligro, Bejas, Cutler Brothers, Young Bucks. Awesome match. It doesn't make my top 10, barely. I think it's like 12th. So 4.5 stars. Great match. I gave this like a 9.25, 9.5. Definitely pick it up. Now the 2 Chikara shows. This show is 7.75. Best match on the show is Manami Toyota Daisy Hayes. Great match. Then you also had a 4-way tag, which was very, very good. You had Claudio and Aries defending the title against 3.0. That was very good as well. So yeah, if you want the Manami Toyota Chikara shows, definitely pick up that one. 15-second review for you. But if you want to get one, this is probably the better show. And I am in the minority. And I do not think this is Chikara's show of the year, honestly. But the main event of Mike Quackenbush and Manami Toyota versus Claudio Castagnoli and Sarah Dore is the Chikara match of the year now, and it was an awesome spectacle to see. I absolutely loved it. Everything involved in it, I loved it. 4.5 in this, but I liked the match from main event PWG 7 a little more than this, but this is still great. And there's nothing else really on the card. I mean, the opener was good. Daisy Hayes and Delirious versus the Osirian Portal was good. You had the Olsen twins back, and that was basically it. I thought there was a lot more memorable stuff on Chikara vs. Rex. All right, sorry for the rush at the end there, but hopefully I make more videos. I don't know what I'm basically gonna do. I'll see you guys later.